Knowing about God versus knowing of God. Genesis 4:1. He said, that's your text. Genesis 4:1. I love the Word of God. I can sit before Him hours just digesting this good food. When you get to say amen, Genesis, the first book of the Bible, 4:1. Amen. And it says, and Adam knew Eve, his wife, and she conceived and bare Cain and said, I've gotten a man from the Lord. The Amplified says, and Adam knew Eve as his wife. I mean, she was there all the time, right? Amen. We're going to see what this knowing is about. And Adam knew Eve as his wife, and she became pregnant and bore Cain. And she said, I have gotten and gained a man with the help of the Lord. I like that. I've gotten and gained a man from the help of the Lord. Now, Adam knew Eve. I said she was there all the time, right? So what do you mean he knew Eve? We're talking about an intimate knowing. We're talking about when Adam and Eve, they were not able to bear a son until they entered in. When Adam and Eve entered in as one, they conceived something and they got a man from God. Until we get to the place to where we enter in with God, that intimate relationship that nobody or nothing will shake. I don't care what's going on around me. I'm not moving off my turf. If an eagle is smart enough to know that, let me get him off his turf. Let me just take him off his turf and I'll win. But we want to get over on the same turf and still try to fight. Don't do it. And what is Satan's turf? Doubt, fear, wondering can God do it, getting frustrated and throwing up my hands and letting my flesh take over, saying like, that's what I want right there. Yeah, that's what I want. And we play right into his hands. But as long as you have that intimacy with God, and if you would stop and think about it, if I get on his turf, I'm taking God over there with me. God's all powerful and almighty, but I brought him over here, and God's not going to tear up Satan's territory. God is a God of order and authority. He established authority. So you take God over on Satan's turf where he has the authority, and you think you're going to win. God be right there and watch you go down like the Titanic because you chose that. You chose not to believe God. See, it doesn't matter how much you know of him. People read this Bible from front to back. Doesn't matter how much you know of him. If it's not in your heart, it's head knowledge. Knowing about God versus knowing of God. I don't know about you, but I need to know of him.
Amen.
We need to know of him because we still have this flesh to deal with. It's not saved. Always want to have his way. My need help self said at the head table yesterday, bring me a Fanta orange.
I'll bring you a Fanta.
They say, okay, there's a little bit left. I'll bring you another one. Bring it on.
Ooh.
I get up, I walk to the table where all the food is, you know. They already serve us. I'm at the food table. You're that Coca-Cola right there.
Oh, no.
Bring some water too. I mean, y'all, she might have had the car problem. I had to stop. Traveling and drinking all that stuff. Y'all know I needed help. I mean, my bladder said, okay, go. That's what Dawn said. She's not home. I had to pull off. But I did that. Sometimes we just gotta say no. You know, it doesn't have to be food. It could be anything. It could be John who stood in your face and gave you those digits, and he got your digits, and you call it John. I mean, it could be anything you can say no to. But we have to say no if we're going to have God's best. Praise God.
Amen.
Webster's definition for knowing is having or reflecting knowledge, information, or intelligence. Having or reflecting knowledge, information, or intelligence. I said once we serve an intelligent God, and we go to him in A, B, C, and he wants us to come with X, Y, Z. Yeah, well, you know, Lord, yeah, you know, and we just watering everything down, and he's like, I'm an intelligent God. You know, like babies, they say, goo goo gaga, goo goo goo, goo goo goo. Talk to that child got a brain. Listen, and you talk to them. God said, don't come to me with baby gibberish. Goo goo gaga, goo goo goo. Tell me what you want. Talk to me, I'm intelligent. And together we can do it. So knowing is, Webster says, is having a reflecting knowledge. I have knowledge of God, not just whatever. I have information. I'm intelligent in the area of my relationship with Abba Father. Knowing of God is used when you have personal experience with God of what you're talking about. I'm standing up here before you today because I don't have just knowledge, I have a personal experience. And until you have an experimental relationship with God, you don't know him yet. Like, she drove up that road praying last night, and tell me, yeah, Mama, here, but I know she was praying. But it's like, I'm not getting nowhere to say her. I'm staying in faith, I'm going to pray. And God brought that car back, because that engine should have been going. That thing was so hot when we up the hood. But God.
Amen.
I said, we ain't got no husbands. We need to step in these all change places. We can do something. But God taught her a valuable lesson. He said, that's why I had you to go the other way. And she wasn't going to follow you. So she knew me tonight. She had an experimental relationship last night with the Lord. Our text